Welcome to Gowns and Gimlets. This is Bustle Bridal's podcast about my two favorite things in the world, wedding gowns and cocktails. Today we have Amanda Hickson. She's from Lovely Occasions. She's a local wedding planner, and we talk about bridal portraits, wedding websites, and should you get married outside in Louisiana. Join us for the show, make yourself a cocktail, and enjoy. I cannot believe that TikTok is free. Okay. Like,
so good.
It really shouldn't be, because I just get the biggest kick out of the comments on things. Like the video, I'll be like, that's funny. And then I open up the comments and I'm like crying.
Yeah.
Crying.
No, well, and that's what we just posted a TikTok from our trip to Cancun, because we just got back from Cancun. And Jay, are we rolling on this? Good, because I want the cameras to get this. We had a discussion in our group chat about whether or not I was allowed to caption a video of Reese. So Reese was dressed.
I'm dead.
Reese was dressed in like this 18th century, like genuinely it was like a Christmas story. Somebody made a joke in the comments. It was like Ghost of Divas Past. Like if you look at our TikTok, you will see the video of Reese, because we said everyone gets some bustle blue PJs. Doesn't matter what they are, just make them bustle blue. And Reese picked the most, she had a candlestick with it. Yeah. She had like a little hat. Yeah. Jay, can we insert a picture of her here? Yeah. Thank you. And we had an in-depth discussion about whether or not I was allowed to caption a video, "She ebb on my knees or till I Scrooge."
Okay. Okay, to be fair, I was like crying, laughing, like reading that out loud to Eric, and I like could barely even read it out loud. I was laughing so hard. And I was like, they can't post this. Like, this is hysterical, but like they can't post it. And like, what did Eric say?
Eric said they are nasty, but that's hilarious. You have to let them post that. And here's the thing also, when we got back from the trip, everybody got sick. Everybody got sick immediately. And except for Sarah. And so Sarah, we're like fracking the fuck up in the group chat, messaging about how funny it is. And Sarah just goes, "Are you guys high on Sudafed right now? You cannot post that on my business account." And we finally wore her down and she let us post. But Reese was so fucking funny. She went to the little piano bar at the resort dressed like that because she's an icon. And some guy walked up to her and went, "Time for bed?" And Reese goes, without skipping a fucking beat, she goes, "Honk shoe, me, am I right?" She
was like, "What's the theme?" And she goes, "Pajamas." And they go, "Yeah, but like, what's the other theme?" And she goes, "Blue."
But they were like, "But like, you're not doing other themes for other nights here?" And she goes, "No." like he's the crazy one for asking. At one point, she rounded a corner right as the elevator doors open, and this is like a couples resort mostly. Yeah. Like this is an adults only resort.
Like people there on their honeymoon.
Yes, and so the elevator doors open, and it's a guy standing there with his wife or girlfriend, and he just he goes, "What the fuck?" Like deadpan, just seeing her around the corner, and she's holding her candlestick.
Wait, she's taking it to dinner?
She took it out.
She took the candlestick to the bar. It's an accessory.
Like, why wouldn't I have the hat and the candlestick?
Oh my God, it was so funny.
She had the sleeping hat.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, like full on grandpa from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Actually, yes. Yes.
Actually,
that's a good reference.
Yeah. That's a really good. Might have been better than.
She on my knees until she Willy on my Wonka till I won.
Look, I cannot. We are professionals. Okay, we don't joke like that.
Gab comments: "Be nimble and quick, jumping over my candlestick."
I swear to God.
It's so good. It was
a bunch of children.
Good. It was a bunch of children.
Yeah. It reminds me, like, people do bachelorette themes of like the founding fathers.
Yes.
It is my favorite theme. It's so funny. Or when they do like dresses, like if their fiance's name's Chris, like dress as famous as Chris is.
As a Chris.
That's good.
Or they all dress like the fiance.
And someone was like Ben Franklin. Like,
yes. That's really good.
Hysterical.
They're getting so creative with these bachelorette trip themes.
I know.
I love them. Funny to me. I mean, okay, a bachelorette trip, that's like a new thing, right?
Yes.
In the past, like, I would say like 5 years.
And they've evolved. Like, it's not just like, oh, let's go to New Orleans for the weekend. It's like, let's go to Cancun for 3 weeks.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or let's go to Milan for a month.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But like, I also can't buy a bridesmaid's dress. Like, if we're going to Milan for 2 weeks, like, you better let me show up in whatever I can find.
Yeah. And the guys are getting more creative too. Usually guys, it's like, oh, let's go have a night out.
Yeah.
My husband's going on a bachelor trip to Guatemala.
What? What are they going to do?
I don't know. Hopefully not get got by the cartel. I don't know.
Truly.
Yeah. Like we almost did.
No, we literally got out of Cancun and then
like
all the
right
news
before
started breaking out that.
God.
And we were like, ooh, well.
And my mom called me and she was like, I'm just so stressed out about it. I was like, first of all, I'm at home. Okay.
Yeah.
Like I'm not there anymore.
Yeah. You know what is funny though? I think it taught my mom a very healthy lesson because she was so nervous about me going on a trip out of the country while I'm pregnant. And that is not the thing she had to worry about. I'm like, actually, pregnancy-wise, like, we're rocking and rolling. But in terms of, like, the timeline, like, if we had gone a week later, it would be a different story we're telling right now.
Did you tell her that there's no way Sarah would plan a trip that involved a cartel experience? Like, do you think that she would plan that?
Yeah, no,
and have
fair.
the cartel
I told my mom, I was like, Sarah told me I'm not even allowed to do a handstand in the pool.
Yeah, absolutely
like,
not. Not on my dime.
I said I'm going to do a handstand in the pool because I'm trying to get this kid to come out from in between my hips and like do a spin or something. So I was like, I'll do a handstand in the pool. That'll do it. And Sarah said, you will not do a handstand in the pool.
No, not in front of me.
I said,
absolutely not.
Okay.
Okay. So like I would never plan a trip around a cartel experience, right? Like that. Okay. Because I pride myself on being the planner. Right? Like everything is going to go, it's going to be seamless. Everyone is going to hit their mark. Like we're all going to do what we're supposed to do. And that's like one of the top lines in your bio is that you're the planner of the group.
Yeah.
Okay. So like, what does that mean to you?
I mean, how far do we go back? Because
birth.
Literally birth, like no, truly birth. I joke about this all the time. I was a scheduled C-section.
Yeah. Okay.
Like if we're going all the way back, like literally my mom tells me all the time.
That's so iconic.
It really is.
So you're super organized and you could kill Macbeth.
Sure.
Somebody's gonna we got it.
I was an English major. We got it. Okay.
Yeah, but my mom told me like back in the day when you could just schedule your voluntary C-section.
Yeah, you could be like, I'm tired of it.
Opt for twilight sleep.
Literally. And so I was, born on the dot 9 a.m. on a Monday morning. And literally ever since then, I feel like that's kind of defined my identity, but like in a really good way.
It would, wouldn't it? It's like, that's like your sun sign and you're like moon rising.
Yeah. So, I mean, every trip, every class project, I feel like, females were usually kind of the default planner.
Yeah.
And most girls, I think, like probably look back and have a problem with that. I loved it.
Yeah.
I was like,
I had a problem with it.
Respectfully, I can do this.
Yeah.
It stresses me out when other people like try to like assist with that. I'm like, you don't know what you're doing. Okay. I want everyone to have a flawless experience. So just like let it happen.
Yeah.
You an older sister?
I'm the oldest.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I have 2 twin brothers that are younger.
Yeah.
So always kind of like the mom type,
vacations, girls trips. That's all Amanda.
Yes. They called me, like my family literally calls me the program director, like as a joke. And I used to hate this, but now I look back, I'm like, oh, that's kind of cute. Yeah. But my dad would call me Demanda.
That's hysterical.
Younger. And it's funny because I posted on my Instagram today, like, the trend where it's like, this is who's, you post your baby pictures. And it's like, I'm like, yeah, like all of these pictures. I'm like, yep, that is who is running our family essentially by choice or not.
That's actually really funny.
So good.
Yeah. That's how Gab exists like that. And I always say, I always say no one can ever call me unorganized because I have Gab.
Yeah, it's true.
And you know what? The type B friends need the type A friends.
They absolutely do.
And the type A friends need the type B friends
too.
Do.
We do.
For real.
We do.
Gab frequently, like, I have learned that, like, when she's really, like, in her zone, I need to be on it because, like, I will not attribute to her anxieties in any way. I genuinely, like I was talking to Jack when we were leaving for Cancun about what time we were leaving for the airport and all that stuff, and he goes, that's really early. And I said, well, that's just the time I'm going to be. We were catching the flight at 9 a.m. We were boarding at 9 a.m. or whatever. And then it was in New Orleans. We're an hour away from New Orleans. Yeah. Gab's house is 30 minutes away from me. Gab was stopping to pick up Sarah's kids on the way. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, Gab driving us is the only reason why you're not driving me. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I have to be up. Like, I'm going to pick up Justine on the way. I'm literally, when I did the math, I said, I need to be up at 3:30 a.m.
Sorry, guys.
And leaving. No, it's fine. Or I need to be up at 3 a.m. and leaving by 3:30. And I told him that, and he goes, I don't know. I think, Gab maybe doesn't need to be that worried about that. And I said, hey, if I'm not the one planning it, if I'm not the one who is doing the driving and booking the tickets and I did not pay for the flight, like, I'm going to show up when I'm told to be there, and that's that. You know what I mean?
I'm telling you, as a type A person, thank you. Like, we've done all the mental prep work. We've backed it up, the timeline. We've said, this is when you need to be there. All we need you guys to do is just follow the plan.
Yes.
That's it.
Do you have brides who are ever just, like, not following the plan?
Yes.
Yeah.
But we just,
And is it like, I imagine that's frustrating because it's like they probably set the plan.
Usually, I mean, I guess define the plan. If it's like the day of, like that's obviously I'm setting that. And for my clients, like they get a roadmap of like, even if I'm not their full planner, they get a roadmap of like, this is what I should be doing every single month. And like ChatGPT could never, respectfully.
No,
with this list, like it is like literally everything that you would never even think of. And I, sometimes I'll book a coordination client like a year out. I'm like, hey, this is your list. Good luck to you. I'll see you 12 weeks before. And I look and I'm like, okay, so like, what have we done? And they're like, well, like, it's okay. That's all right. We're just going to, all these things that were optional, we're going to forego that. We're just going to get to the basics and do like absolutely what needs to be done. And sometimes it is like, okay, honey, like I can only help you as much as you help me because I need you to get me these things so that you can check out. And once you get those things, like you're good. Like you can chill and have mimosas, but there's things that I need to get and like information that I need to make sure that your day goes by smoothly and everything is thought of. And might sound like 20 questions when we're on the phone, but I promise every question like has a reason. And we don't want to get to after cake cutting. It's like, oh wait, where's her shoes that she needs to change into so she can go dance? Like I need to have those like under the cake table ready so she can change into them, And so
genius.
No, you should see this girl's spreadsheet. Okay, so we worked with Amanda for a wedding with Fleur de Fizz did, and I work with a lot of different like planners. Like we work a lot of weddings where they don't have a planner. God bless them. And Amanda sent me her like spreadsheet, like I don't know, a couple days before or that week sometime. I mean, it was down to the 15 minutes, like who was going to be where, what everybody's instructions were. It was unbelievable. I just sent it over to Jack, and Jack was like, bet. Like,
because Jack's like me in that way. And it actually drives Sarah crazy because Jack will show up to the minute exactly when she tells him to show up. And Sarah goes, you didn't show up 15 minutes before that. I'm like, did you put
8:45?
I'm like, did you put that he needed to be there at 8:45? Because he'd be there at exactly 8:45. But you put 9 o'clock, so he's there at 9 o'clock. Like we're very literal people. But me and Jack, we're a house full of Virgos. Like, so we're very like, we're on the ball when we absolutely need to be. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. But Jack has never been late.
Exactly.
And has never dropped the ball on anything.
Never.
But like I'm the type where if you tell me to be somewhere at 9 o'clock, 9 o'clock is late. Okay, I'm there at 8:45. So having that like all like planned out, it was just a dream.
Yeah. That sounds like heaven.
Yeah. And I will say too, like on the other side of that, like weddings hardly ever go to, yes, I have that minute by minute. Hardly ever does it actually go to that minute by minute. But it's like, okay, this is the order in which things need to happen. And this is what the amount of space that we would like to have between these events. So it's like if everything's pushed back an hour, it's like, okay,
it's like, okay, you just
we'll move things around, we'll adjust as we go. But at least I guess for me and maybe for no one else, it's like, okay, I know what needs to happen in the order that it needs to happen. And if things run late, like we just adjust on the fly. But at least I know, okay, all these things need to take place. I know what's coming next so that we can cue the next person. It's like a relay race almost. Like
I knew you had to be some kind of project manager because it was like things on this spreadsheet were like happening at simultaneous times and like the grid, it was so impressive. I was like, oh wow, this is like a well-oiled machine.
Yeah. And I will say like planners don't come for me. I do not like any timeline tool out there. I know a lot of planners use them. People will pry my Google sheet from my cold dead hands.
No, I get it. Cause like it looks tailored. It looks like you created that based on like experience and how your mind works and how it is easiest for your couples. Like I get it. I get it.
I've gotten good feedback. So we're going to keep doing that way until it doesn't work.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Well, you're cherished. Trust me. I know, like, as the type B friend, like, oh my God. I literally just got off the phone with my sister, who's the oldest, I was talking to her about my baby shower, and I said something about, doing thank you notes, and she goes, you know, a good little trick for your thank you notes is leave out envelopes for everybody so that when they sign in, they can put their address and with a little sign that's like, help out the mom to be. And then that way.
That seems really smart.
Yeah. She's like, that way, you know, if it does bounce back or anything and they're like, I didn't get my thank you note, it's like, well, it was in your handwriting.
Yeah.
So, or you were the one that was supposed to write your address down.
That's really smart.
Yeah,
Very
actually
smart.
kind of genius. But my sister is like that. She like will come up with stuff like that or say, but I also like rely on you guys. Like I literally was talking to Sarah and Gab about, I was like, for a baby shower, like, is it tacky to not open gifts in front of everyone, or is it tacky to open gifts in front of everyone?
Hot topic.
It is.
What's your take?
My take is whatever the mom to be wants.
Oh, bet. I like that.
Iconic. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Iconic.
Gab was like, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like nobody really goes to a baby shower for that anymore. And Sarah said, I do.
I want to see the cute shit.
I want us to pass around the onesies and go, look at your tiny.
Yeah.
Do the
I want to hold the blanket and go, oh my God, it's so soft. And then I want to look at like the newborn clothes and go, oh my God, he's going to fit in that. Like that. I want to see that, but maybe that's like a generational thing. I don't know.
I rely on you, on people like you guys, because I'm like I asked my sister, and my sister goes, yeah, I mean, it kind of depends. Like, if you have anyone that's going to seriously mind you not doing it, then I guess go ahead and do it. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, okay. But that's the thing is, I'm getting all these different opinions, but none of it is what I'm coming from is a place of like, is this thing tacky or not tacky? And they are like, when you're planning an event.
Yeah. Well, it's like, okay, like, you know, it's like, okay, what does Emily Post say? And what does grandma say? I feel like with Gen Z, the word tacky, I mean, or etiquette is kind of unfortunately going out the window.
Yeah. It's because it's whatever they want.
It's whatever they want. And
which
honestly,
is so valid.
I do love that for some things. Yeah. And other things I'm like, okay, well, maybe let's consider. I mean, you do have quite a bit of parental age people coming. So like maybe consider what they want. But back to the baby shower thing, a lot of couples now and moms to be, they're kind of doing a hybrid where they're bringing the gifts unwrapped and putting them on the table so everybody can see what they got, but they don't have to open it in front of everyone, which I think is a great...
might be the move. Or maybe like open it like as people get there. And they like hand, I mean, I'm just saying, like they hand you the gift and you say, oh my God, thank you so much. And you open it in front of them because I like seeing someone open what I gave them. Yeah. Like I like seeing if like they like it, should I get something else, whatever.
See, and I always struggle with that because I have literally... Actually, that's not true. I can count 2 times in my life that I've received a gift and gone, okay. Like, genuinely like, all right, cool, whatever. But like, that's it. I'm not the kind of person, genuinely, like you could hand me, for the most part, you could hand me a bag of crap. And I go, thanks.
I could use that.
I'm like, you know what?
Use that for something.
Yeah, I'm like, you know what? You put time and effort into getting this for me, and I appreciate it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I don't know. I'm like, so when I have to open gifts in front of people, I always get really like pressured that I'm like, I have to be very performative.
And that's what most people feel.
And I'm not good at that.
They don't want the attention, like especially with these.
I mean, I love attention. Let's not get it twisted. But it's the having to like. I don't know. It's feeling like if I like it, I'm literally gonna be like, oh my God, like thanks so much. But a lot of times that's not good enough.
Yeah,
like, and I'm expected to do like a, oh my God. And respectfully, even if it is something that is pulling me to tears because I love it so much, I am not the kind of person who's going to express those emotions in public
front
space.
of a room full of your grandma and your aunts. Yeah,
it's tough. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Okay, so to that end, wedding planner, do you plan other events like this, like baby showers, bridal showers, engagement parties? Like, are they utilizing you for that kind of stuff too?
They're not, but they could. I mean, I have done baby showers. I've done, corporate events, things like that. So I, can really do everything. I think the more people who are booking me now, they're kind of just focused on the wedding.
Yeah.
But that is something that I can do if they want. I'm getting more into like rehearsal dinner too. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you've seen, you're on TikTok. Rehearsal dinners are big. Very, very big now. Yes. And so a lot of people are adding on like a whole weekend, doing like a welcome party and then the rehearsal dinner and then a, farewell brunch. Like it's becoming a weekend affair.
It really is. Yeah.
Yeah. They can add that on of like, hey, my rehearsal dinner, I want to do something really big or a welcome party or whatever. They can add that on too.
Yeah. My thing is I'm like, if I'm having a wedding that's like big enough that I want a wedding planner for it, I'm not about to sit there stressing myself out about planning a bachelorette party. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'd be like, hey, you got this too? Like, for real? You got it? Or what?
Yeah. I mean, you would hope that you would have like a type A type maid of honor, matron of honor that would like take that on, but not everybody does.
No, not everybody does.
Yeah. It's kind of sad. I mean, I've worked with brides where at their bridal parties, it just makes me so sad. I'm like,
you're like, come on, girls.
Yeah.
Like you love her. Plan something.
And I don't know.
We're very familiar with the type.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. I mean, the jealous maid of honor.
It's a thing. And honestly, a lot of times it's your type A friend is the maid of honor for your type B friend. And they come through so hard.
Yeah.
And then your type A friend is getting married and your type B friend is literally sitting there just going like, well, she loves doing this kind of stuff.
Yeah, let her do it.
So let her do it. You know what I mean?
As a type A girl, that happens a lot to us frequently. Like, and you know, when you're planning family trips and stuff, they're like, Sarah's just like so good at it. So let her do it. And I'm like, hey, sometimes I don't want to.
Yeah. And it's tricky. Like I have to, I have to talk to my mom about that. Like I have to tell her that kind of stuff all the time because she is also like, so type A, very much so. I'm sorry I'm using the word control freak. I said it. Because y'all know y'all are.
Yeah, we don't mind it. But honestly, I've embraced it.
It's a term of endearment.
And it's okay. It's okay to be a control freak. But like recognize that you're a control freak because like I'll tell my mom will be like, yeah, like I need your stepdad to like do this thing around the house or whatever. And I'm like, okay. Are you going to let him? And she goes, no. And I'm like, well, that doesn't, and I watch it happen with Sarah and Jack all the time too.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Where Jack will be like, yeah, I can like, you can put more stuff on my plate. I will gladly take it over. And Sarah goes, no, like she can't. And I think it's going to take more time with Fleur de Fizz because she got to that point with Bustle.
Yeah.
And I have fully delegated. So flattered actually, because I know what it means to know that if I tell Sarah like, oh yeah, this thing is happening, Sarah goes, okay.
Yeah. So how are you handling it?
Because she like knows that I've got it. Right. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's so flattering.
And for the type B person that like we trust, like it should be that much more of an honor.
It really is.
Because
it should be.
It takes so much time.
Yeah.
To really, really trust someone like with your baby. And I'm learning that now, like as we're bringing on more associates and as we're growing, like I'm having to give up some of the reins of coordination. It's hard. And I just had a friend get married in January and I planned her whole wedding, but she told me at the very beginning, she's like, the only way I'm letting you do this is if you're a guest at the wedding. And I was like, yeah, I'm okay.
Sure. With my earpiece in.
No, but I really was. And that was like the first time I was like literally almost crying because my team was coordinating everything and they did not come to me one time. And I was just watching them and I was like, oh, I wonder if they'll notice that. And then they just did it. And I was like,
nice.
Is this it? Is this the moment that people talk about?
It's very rewarding. To know. Yeah.
See, and the girls tell me that I am like that in the sense that I don't delegate enough because I'm like, no, I got it. Let me handle everything. But it is funny because I'm like, I don't have the kind of personality that can afford to not delegate. Because I will get so attention deficit so fast. And I will genuinely be like, what is it? Like Gab does this thing where she goes, Katie, did you do this thing? And I go, Gab, I don't know. I'm like, I have no idea. Did you write down that I needed to do it? And she goes, yeah, I put it on a sticky note in the back. And I said, then it got done.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah. She's like, remember I told you about it? I'm like, did you tell me about it? Or did you write it down and put it in front of my face? And then the girls, like, I'll get on to them today. I had a note left in the system that one of the girls left that just said, Katie, check in lace.
You need a little more than that.
What do you mean?
I need a lot more words.
I literally like sent in the group chat and I said, which one of you hoes? And she texted me and she was like, oh yeah, like this girl called. She wanted to know about this lace for this dress. And I said, okay.
Hey, just like put that in there.
Just like type it in.
I'm the same way. If it's not written down, it didn't happen. If it's in my Google if it's not in my Google Calendar, it didn't exist.
But simultaneously, if I write it down, I'm done. It's out of my brain.
That's why writing things down is amazing because you don't have to worry about it anymore.
Oh no, I mean like if I make a note in the system for one of the girls to do something, I go, I'm not worrying about this until you tell me that you couldn't do it or that I need to.
So that's delegating. Yeah, like you did it. Like that's what that is. Like it's
but the only one I'll leave notes for is Gab. And Gab is like fully also a manager. She has her own stuff to do. Yeah.
Okay, so this is it's in your bones. It's always been, like you love planning things. How did you get started specifically with like wedding planning? Like what triggered that for you?
Yeah, I feel like it's how most wedding planners start. I mean, really, we grew up let's be real. Like we grew up watching Say Yes to the Dress.
Yeah.
I mean, as you guys know.
Sure.
27 Dresses.
Yeah.
All
Oh,
like the
that's
wedding
an
planner.
iconic
Yeah.
one.
The
Yeah.
wedding planner.
Right. Like you grow up and you're just like, wow, like that's so great. And I've always kind of had that in the back of my mind. But I'm like, okay, you can't go to college for that. So like, what do I do? And so I went to college. People don't really know this about me, but I went to college at first for film. I went to the University of New Orleans,
Okay.
RIP. But I went to the University of New Orleans for film, and I wanted to do like film and directing. Quickly realized like, yeah, no, this is not for me.
Yeah.
But I was in a sorority, and I became president of the Panhellenic Council, which helped me, grow into leadership.
Okay, got it.
Yes. And so I got to plan Greek Week for University of New Orleans, like Greek system. And I was like, wait a minute, this is so much fun planning events. Like it was the most attended Greek Week that they'd ever had. And I was like, okay, this is my lane. How do I do this forever?
Yeah.
Again, there's no major in event planning. And so I was like, okay, what's the closest thing I can think of? Marketing, sure. So started doing marketing, but really just was helping friends and family on the side plan their weddings. And it eventually evolved. And I got married in 2023, and I was the most chill bride just because I was like, oh, I know what I'm doing. Like I know, and I'm a researcher to my core. Research every single decision, every possible outcome before I make a decision. So I feel like I was very, very researched. I knew exactly what I wanted. And I was like, okay, like I could literally do this forever. And so after that, I kind of just put it on the back burner. It was just always a dream in my head. It was like, when is this going to be the right time? And so in 2024, with a lot of encouragement from my friends and my husband, was like, you should really do this. So made an Instagram account, made a website, and
that's where it starts.
Started booking clients.
You're like, are people interested in this?
Right.
Let's just see.
And I had a few friends that I was already planning their weddings, and they were like, oh, I want to tell my friends about you. So I was like, okay, well, I guess I need to seem legit. And so got an Instagram account, got a website, got an LLC, and then, was in Facebook groups, like the bride Facebook groups, just kind of trying to get leads, and it's been evolving from there.
I love stalking the little bride Facebook groups.
They're so toxic sometimes.
They're so toxic.
I have a love-hate relationship with them. I do, because a lot of my clients come from there, but I see things and I'm just like, I'm not even touching this.
No.
Just scroll past. There are some things that I'm like, okay, let me offer like a little bit of big sister advice here. But there's some that I'm like, it's not even worth it. Like, just keep going.
They're like, I'm gonna DIY my bridal panties or some shit. Like,
Okay.
Get at it, girl. Like, enjoy that.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, my budget's $5,000, but I have 300 people coming. What caterer do you recommend?
We
It's
are
like,
familiar with the type.
Well,
Yeah.
I recommend
a little.
familiar.
I recommend
Don't do
actually
it.
don't have a wedding.
Yeah.
And I feel for them. Like, I mean, we get requests for Flirtifists sometimes where they're like, hey, here's my budget. And I'm like, look, like, you really need to DIY this.
And Flirtifists has like the best pricing that you can possibly do for like a bar caterer. And so if they're telling you like, hey, reality check, it means you need a reality check.
But like, I understand the struggle. Like, you want to have a wedding. Everybody wants to have a wedding, and you want to have all of your favorite people there. And it's a struggle, like sometimes with budgets. I mean, there's ways to do it. I mean, you got to cut some stuff, but.
Right. And like kind of what I was talking about, the sip and study, like this is like what I'm really passionate about is educating couples about what things really cost and starting with your all-in number, and don't even look at anything. Don't even start making a guest list.
Right.
That is the very first thing you have to do besides insuring your ring. But the very first thing you have to do after you get engaged, tell your friends and family and share your ring, talk about what your all-in number is. And it's okay if that changes.
Yeah.
And as you start looking at things, it might change, but do not book anything. Do not even go on Pinterest. Do not put a single name on your guest list until you know your all-in number.
Yeah.
Because what happens, that's so smart, because what happens if you book a venue and you go ahead and book a $30,000 package, and then you realize you've only got $40,000 to spend on the whole wedding? Like, what a nightmare. Like, you have to know where you're starting from.
A lot of people come to me after that point, and it breaks my heart. It's like, there really isn't anything I can do at that point. And and I love when couples come to me before they booked their venue, because I can stop them from that. Yeah. Because so many people, they call it going venue broke, because your venue broke because you spent all of your budget on your venue and you have literally nothing else left.
That actually makes me so nervous. Like, how many brides do we? Because we see brides in the beginning of the process before they've done anything
most
a lot
brides,
of the time.
They've booked their venue before they got engaged. I did that too. I'm not saying it's wrong, but I mean, you kind of have to. If you don't want an 18-month engagement and you want to get married in October, you kind of have to.
I would say most brides that come to us have their venue. Like when we ask them, like, where are you getting married? It's very rare that they're like, I don't know.
Booked it yet.
Yeah.
Okay, but
they'll be like, I know what my venue is.
Well, that makes sense, because why would you buy your dress without knowing the venue and like knowing the vibe of what you're going for?
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to.
I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you. I have never seen the venue and the dress not match, because what I tell brides whenever they're like, well, I don't know, I'm getting married in the botanical gardens, but my dress doesn't have any floral lace, and I'm like, queen, I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. Like, the dress is representative of you as a person. The venue and the whole wedding is representative of your relationship. If you don't fit in there, you got bigger problems. You will always fit in there. Your aesthetic and the aesthetic of what you're going for your wedding day are never going to be complete and total polar opposites. It's just
true.
not.
It's true.
And so, I have to tell brides that all the time. But it makes me nervous because I'm like, dang, how many brides do we see in the beginning of the process who maybe don't have the full wedding budget figured out yet, but they're like, okay, well, this is how much I just in this moment am willing to spend on a dress.
Right. I think that happens a lot, honestly.
You think so?
Yeah. All of our brides are not guided by a professional. Yeah. Like, we hope that they are, but some of them are not, and they're just kind of winging it.
Yeah, they're guided by, TikTok influencers who are getting paid to tell you about their wedding brands that they worked with. And so it's really sad.
Yeah. Do you think that's one of the biggest challenges that you face, is like working with their budget and bringing them down to earth?
Not really that, but mostly like expectations. And I would say like AI is a huge piece. I mean,
my God.
You guys talked about that at the Sip Study of people bringing you AI
We
dresses.
cannot talk enough shit about AI, actually.
No,
Which,
truly.
like, look, I love AI. Use it however you need to use it. But when they bring me all these AI images, I'm like, okay, well, like, because of gravity, like this isn't possible.
Yeah, like this is like defies the laws of physics.
Right. And the Pinterest inspiration that they're bringing, it's like, okay, tell me what you like about this, because based on your budget, I'll tell you what we can achieve.
I've been telling Sarah I really want to go on Pinterest, find some like what is to me obvious AI wedding pictures, and do like a series on TikTok that is like, we bought these dresses. Yeah. This is what it looks like in person. This is what it actually looks like. That's really smart. Because I really feel like, and it's not just a matter of being like, aren't our dresses just the best dresses in the world? But for brides that are in fact not, you guys are smart women. I don't want to sound like you're not, but you're sometimes not in touch with reality.
Yeah, they're not grounded in reality. They get
when
that
it
ring on their
comes
finger, and
to,
it's like,
you're actually
magic
right.
can happen.
You're actually right. Yes,
and we can do a certain amount of magic
in your
here,
heart,
but...
and like we can't. Yes, like what we do is very magical. Yes, but ultimately, like I cannot make satin the same texture as a literal cloud.
Right.
Like we gotta be realistic at a certain point.
Yeah.
But yeah, just explaining like how I can look at a photo and tell when it is and it's not AI. You know what I mean?
Immediately,
just because I'm used to looking at
actual women.
I'm used to looking at. We just went over the lookbook for the new Maggie Sotero dresses today, and I'm like, I know these photos were taken with the interest of having us look at them and say, I want that. And they look like real photos. They don't look
real
like
women, like real bodies. Right.
Yes, it's difficult stuff. It's very difficult. Yeah, I can talk so much shit about AI. I can talk shit about AI for like 4 hours.
So they're bringing you pictures of like AI stuff, and you're having to like ground them in reality and be like, hey, let's monitor our expectations here.
Right. Yeah. And say like, okay, what do you like about this photo? First of all, it's AI. Yeah. I mean, and a lot of times they know that.
Yeah.
But what do you like about this photo? Okay, how can we translate that into your venue with their restrictions based on your budget and the vendors that we've chosen? How can we kind of bring elements of that? But, you can't have open flame in a historical house either. Right. So, okay, we're going to have to spend more on LED candles everywhere because you're getting married in a museum that doesn't allow open flame.
God, you probably deal with disappointment more than we do. Like, we tell a bride, like, you can put anything on your body, like anything in the store, you can put it on your body and it can work for your wedding. But you probably deal with a lot more, like, having to explain why something can't happen and how you have to pivot.
Unfortunately, yes. Yeah. I try not to, say like, be like your no girl, but I also tell them at the beginning, like, I'm not a yes girl either.
Yeah.
That's not fair.
Right. Yeah. And a lot of my clients, like they'll bring me their ideas and I'm like, let's talk about this some more. Like, tell me what you like about this, because I just don't want to be like,
I get
that won't work.
A big part of what we do whenever we have a bride coming in showing us an AI picture is saying, what is it about this thing that you love, and how can we like pull that out? Yeah. While we can't do this thing because it's not realistic to
if you like that her waist is 10 inches around,
you can't help you can't help you.
If you like the lace on that dress, we got you.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. Actually, perfect example. I had a bride recently. Bride, by the way, literal angel, love her, would die for her. Yeah, I know. I say that every time, but she's so awesome. And like the look she was going for was such an iconic look. And we were mocking up like a sleeve option. And like, we were like, should we do like a Queen Anne neckline? And like, we had mocked it up a couple different ways. And she had gone home to like think about it. And then she came back to the store and she was like, okay, I love it. I can't stop thinking about it. I want to put it back on. But I did have ChatGPT show me what the dress would look like with sleeves. She had uploaded a picture of herself in the dress, and she had asked ChatGPT to add a sleeve to the dress that was like long sleeve. She had done that. And when it came out, it looked amazing. It looked exactly like what I am picturing. They even had a seam line to show. It was very realistic in the sense that I'm like, yes, you would have a seam line
how that would look. Okay.
Yes. It made her waist smaller.
No.
It made her waist smaller, and it made her waist smaller, and it elongated the bodice of the dress.
Yeah.
So we ended up having to go with a completely different dress that we added the sleeve to and did the whole thing to, because the one that she was loving it was a basque waist, but it was a basque waist that went at your natural waistline, and the one that she loved that ChatGPT had mocked up was more of a drop basque waist. And it being a drop basque waist did make her waist look a little bit smaller. It didn't look as small as the picture.
Right.
You know
it's
what
never
I mean?
going to.
And I'm not pointing that out to her, but I'm also aware in that moment that when you're like, what about this is what
hey, like your waist is not this small.
No, I said it's making your waist that small because it's a drop waist. And I did not tell the truth, which is that it's because it is in part because it's a drop basque waist. It's gonna, with the way she was structured, it happened to be that we were lucky enough that a drop basque waist actually would make her waist look a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
But I had to like fib a little bit and just be like, yes, it's just because it's a drop basque waist. I'm not about to sit there and say, I'm going to hold your hand and we're going to go over like your body issues right now without you, without you bringing them up. Like I'll gladly do that with the bride, but it's like, if you're not realizing that that's what's happening, I'm not about to do that with you. And I'm not going to say your waist is not as small as ChatGPT made it look. So I put her in a drop basque waist. She looked stunning. She looked stunning in the first dress. She looked stunning in everything. She had a beautiful waistline. It just wasn't a cartoon waistline. You know what I mean? And so it was tricky, but like we did it, and she went with a different dress, ended up, but it was the same look. It just dropped.
What an interesting curveball AI has thrown us in this industry. Like honestly, it's not something that I ever thought I would have to compete with. Like alternate reality.
Yeah, you know? Genuinely.
And like trying to like help them know like they're gorgeous and they're perfect and you know. Gosh.
And it's tough. I don't know. It's tough, and different aged brides use it, and that is one thing that I think was the difficult thing about that is that a millennial bride is going to use AI before a Gen Z bride does. Gen Z does not really like AI.
Yeah, we learned that.
And which Exhibit A, I'll talk shit about it all day, but a millennial bride will, and also a Gen Z bride sometimes does, but overall will never buy a dress just because it makes them look skinny.
Correct.
A millennial bride will throw every vision out the window because she's like, I look thin.
Yeah.
Right.
And like, this is what I want.
Well, we all know why. I mean, we grew up in an area of...
Correct.
I mean, we've all seen the America's Next Top
we've
Model
all seen it.
Like,
let's be real. Like,
So to that point, okay, so Bustle is going to be 20 years old next year, right? Wow. So I have sold dresses to probably 3 different generations. Okay, of brides. And when I opened the store, when a bride was trying to decide what dress she wanted to buy, if this dress looked good on her, but this dress made her waist look smaller or her boobs look smaller or her butt look smaller, she was going with that second dress 9 times out of 10. If it was more flattering, that's the dress that she was buying. Now with today's bride, they're buying the dress that fits the vibe of the wedding, that like looks like how they want it to look. It doesn't matter as much to them how it looks on their body, which is so refreshing.
I love that for them.
And nice. I adore it. But it's shifted the way that we like help them decide what they're buying.
I do believe that Antoinette by Maggie Sotero made me look skinnier when I tried it on during my bridal appointment. But Derek was so me to the point
it was
where
the vibe.
I asked Jack, because Jack was there for the appointment, and I was like, I don't know, like, what do you think, like Antoinette in black or Derek in black? And Jack said, I mean, like, you look great in both, obviously, like, you look snatched or whatever the fucking Antoinette. And he goes, but I feel like Derek in black just says, I do this for a living and I do it better than you. And I went, yeah.
What a great compliment.
I was like, yeah, you're right. And he literally, and then when I saw the dress in black, I was like, that is what it gives. Like, he gets me. But did it make my waist look as, first of all, I was pregnant. Okay. But second of all, it did not make my waist look as snatched as Antoinette did, but it wasn't as important to me in that moment because I felt so much like myself.
Yeah.
And that's a generational thing for sure.
Absolutely. So you're probably working with mostly like Gen Z couples, I would think. Like
almost
maybe like
exclusively,
a few, like maybe a few like younger millennials, but like mostly like Gen Z. And so do you find that like they really just want the wedding to be a reflection of like themselves and their vibe and what they love more so than like what they think is popular? And
I feel like there's two camps. I feel like there are the ones that, you know, they want their wedding to reflect like a moment in time of who they are and reflect their interests and be really, you know, unique and personal. And then there's another camp that's like, timeless. I want, my friends had this and this is what I want. They would never admit that. Yeah. But I see it. I know what's happening here.
Yeah, okay, got it.
Yeah. And not to say either one is bad, but that's just what they want. And so I'm like, I pick up on the vibes of like, okay, they're like, oh, my friend had this at their wedding. I'm like, okay. So let me hear you more
other things that are
right. And it's like, well, we could do this and it's so unique. And they're like, yeah, I just really want like white flowers and blue dresses. It's like, okay, that's great.
Let's do it.
Yeah. That's a big one we have to navigate is when a bride comes in and says she wants unique, we have to go unique for for who?
Right.
Because unique for me is I like ugly stuff. That's what that's the joke that I always make about like when we're looking at dresses at market. I'm like, well, I like that one, but it's ugly. So that's probably why. I like genuinely I want something that's such a slap in the face, like obviously try hard couture that I'm like, yeah.
Okay, but it's like hairstylists that dye their hair blue. Like they do a lot of brunettes.
So they get bored of it and they want more. Now,
so we're like, what does unique mean to you?
When I see that clean classic style on the right bride and I see her face light up, I love it. I wouldn't change a thing about it, genuinely.
Yes.
And if you were to walk in and tell me like, I will fall in love with any dress you put me in right now, am I picking that? No.
Yeah. And I feel like that it really does translate into like every other wedding vendor too. Just thinking about that, I'm like thinking about my portfolio and the brides that have chosen me have gone more traditional, you know, trendy, if you will, straight lace. And it's like, that's what my portfolio looks like. But I am dying for brides who want to do the bright colors and the weird tablescapes and like let's throw some vegetables in there. I don't know. Like let's do something different.
Maybe some grapes.
I mean, I know that's becoming really trendy right now too, but I'm like, let's do something different.
It gives dinner and diatribes. It eats.
Let's do it.
Like let's do something so funky and weird that people are like, where are we? Like let's do something new and different. And people look at other vendors and like, oh, I don't like this vendor because they only do this. It's like they only do that because that's what their clients have wanted. Right. And I go to bat for DJs probably the most. And people say, oh, well, I went to my friend's wedding and they only played this. It's like, because that's what they gave them. And I really do go to bat for DJs out there because I am the one who's giving the DJ my couple's preferences.
Right.
And so if they give them a 60 song sheet, I'm like, okay, this is gonna flop, but okay, like you have to let the DJ really read the crowd, give them like a direction, like, hey, we want early 2000s hits, great, you know, have to hear Pink Pony Club, have to hear Love Story, and then let them cook, you know, just let them create, let them do what they do and mix songs and read the crowd if people are dancing. But if you go to a friend's wedding and you're like, well, I don't like the music that they played, to me, that's not a reflection of the DJ. That's a reflection of like what the couple and probably like your planner probably didn't intervene enough to stop that from happening. Because when people send me a list of 60 songs, I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I promise you this isn't what you want.
And there's only so much we can do. Like, we'll push back a little bit.
Right.
We'll be like, actually, maybe you should do this.
Yeah.
And if they push back again, we're like, you know what? It's your day.
Yeah.
babe.
That's a
Like,
conversation
for sure.
I was having.
At the end of the day,
yeah.
it's their day.
I was having a conversation with one of the girls like yesterday where I said, you're allowed to tell your bride no one time.
Yeah.
You get one time to tell them, hey,
Maybe
I don't think that this is going to work. And if they say, well, I still want to do it. You go, okay.
Me too. I want it for you.
I kind of feel the same way, like about different things. You know, it's like, okay, if I've already pushed back on the seating chart once and they still want to do it, like, okay, great. I've given my advice. Like, hey, this is what's worked in the past. This is what I've experienced. Like, you know, the flow of events. I've had weddings where they just want to, which I'm all for changing the formula. I'm all for changing the formula. But with weddings, there's a formula for a reason. And I'm sure you know this too. Like, there's a formula for a reason because it works.
Right.
And when people try to, you know, stray away from that too much, it feels clunky because all of your guests are used to the same format.
In what way?
Basically, like the run of events, like ceremony. If
like,
you have
what's
a
one thing that they might like stray from that would make you be like, hey, listen?
That's a good question. I think recently I had a wedding where they really wanted a full cocktail hour. They wanted to go around and greet their tables. They didn't have assigned tables. And with weddings in the South, it's all, you know, cocktail style receptions. We don't have 100% seating.
Right.
And so it was like they're trying to go to different tables and like cocktail tables. And so that took so much longer. And so the first dances were really, really late. And there's a lot of people, especially the older crowd, they leave after the cake is cut.
Yep.
So if you wait too long to cut the cake, people are going to leave.
Right.
And so people were like waiting and asking me, when are they going to cut the cake? When are they going to cut the cake?
Let's look at the spreadsheet.
That's so surprising. I'm going to be honest with you. I've literally never been to a wedding where I've been like, they cut the cake, we can go.
Well, you're not the age.
Yeah.
This is true. Like, I saw it at my own wedding.
Really?
Almost 20 years ago. Yeah. Like, certain people, like, you cut the cake, they
That's
go,
kind of their
happy
cue.
wedding, goodbye.
That's so funny.
Yeah. You and I stay till the end. Okay, like, we're there to, like,
you're
tell them
planning the
goodbye.
after party.
Yeah, like, we're going on after. Grandma, like, she wants a piece of cake and then another piece to go, and she wants to leave.
I should be there for long enough that I have had enough to drink that I'm debating which form of nicotine I'm going to have.
What?
I said that to Gab about her wedding. Her friend was in here to pick up her dress, and she was talking about like, oh, Gab's wedding was the best. And I was like, Gab's wedding was literally the best wedding ever. I said, I know it was a good wedding because literally by the end of it, I go, what was the girl's name? The one whose jewel I was hitting? I'm like, I don't know. I was 4 lavender French 75s deep. Okay.
Oh my
like that. And Gab goes, yeah, didn't Sarah say she had like 3 or 4 espresso martini?
Espresso martinis. Yeah.
You're so annoying. Oh my God. No, but she was like, didn't Sarah say she had like 3 or 4 espresso martinis?
Absolutely.
I said, baby, I don't think any of us were keeping track after the 3rd one. No. Me and Jack spent 4 months after that wedding going, yeah, we're going to have to buy you a new suit jacket. I don't know where it is. I think we left it at the venue. And then we found it. And it was like, we found it when we were moving all the way in the back of the closet. And I went, oh, did you hang it up when we got home? Like, what?
Probably.
Like, no recollection.
So, like, that's how we enjoy a wedding, for sure.
Yeah.
But, like, grandma, like, wants to watch the dance, watch the bouquet toss. She wants to get a piece of cake, and then she wants to go home. Good night. Love y'all.
I had very different grandma.
People do expect a certain formula.
And, I mean, I think, you know, with the Pinterest trends and the tablescapes and everything, people want to be... You know, they want a full place settings, which means you have to assign tables, which is fine. But when you do that, you know, they get up and they still go to a buffet,
right?
Because it's still a cocktail style reception, and so it's still the same flow, and people still, you know, dip out when the booty shaking music comes on. It's
devastating.
Yeah, grandma's not
devastating.
Okay.
No,
diva down. That's terrible.
Okay, so do you think that you enjoy the like pre-planning part or the day of better? Like what gives you the most energy? Like helping them with all the details or like running the show?
I think the week, like the 2 weeks before, I'm the most locked in I am.
Yeah.
You reach a flow state.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm reaching and I'm like, okay, well, this box has to be in this spot at this time for us to bring it out and put it here. And so I'm thinking of all these things. And that's when my brain is like in overdrive.
Yeah.
And so nothing gets missed. And so on the day, if something comes up, it's fine because everything else is planned to a
Where
T.
it's supposed to be. Yeah.
So that if things come up, we're not stressed. We adapt and we're like, okay, we just move this to the end and we do this earlier and maid of honor can, you know, go boot and rally and come back for cake cutting and
that's real.
Yeah, God bless her.
That's real.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So is the day of the wedding like a relaxed situation for you because you've set it all up those past 2 weeks, or are you like hyped up?
It's never going to be relaxed because I'm definitely like on high alert.
Yeah.
Okay, let me proceed.
She said if I was relaxed, I'd be bad at my job.
Okay, that's fair.
I say like I'm relaxed to the couple and to everyone else. Like I'm relaxed on the outside, but inside I'm like, I'm not stressed. I'm just very, very, very focused.
Yeah.
And it's come out. I mean, I've had content creators follow me around and make content for me. And I look back, I'm like, I can't use any of this. My face looks like this because I'm just so focused.
Right.
Actually, I would use all of that. Yeah. Like that's the girl that I want in charge.
Yeah. And I'm just like, I need to work on my face.
No, because I found myself in a situation where I was around a wedding planner. That was not you or one of your people. And it was me and a couple of the girls were around a wedding planner.
All right, keep talking.
You do, but I'm trying to be as vague as physically possible. Tell me if it rings a bell. And
names and details have been changed to protect the innocent.
Exactly. Yes. And there was a situation while we were like around that person where something small happened that was really not a big deal. Like it was literally the equivalency of like, you know, oh my God, how do I even say this? It was literally the thing that happened was that there was a set of doors and a door closed.
Okay.
And it locked when it closed. There was a door right next to it that stayed unlocked even when it closed.
Uh-huh.
And one of the people who like works for a wedding planner was in charge of the door that had accidentally closed and locked. And when I had been standing in her position 30 seconds before, I simply reached my hand around through the open door and pushed it open.
Yeah.
And she, in that moment, went, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, you have to open the door. And she was freaking out. Genuinely
in front of the bride?
No.
Oh, thank God.
No, not in front of anyone that actually mattered in her defense, but just enough that I was like, you're stressing me out. And I'm like this, like I was just in that position 30 seconds before and simply handled it in like a very easy way.
Yeah.
I need to ask you what the situation was.
Thank you. That's good. Okay, we might be able to keep it if Sarah doesn't know the situation.
I don't know.
And
so.
You weren't technically there for it. I told you about it later, but like you do know what I'm talking about when I tell you about it.
And there are people like that. And I think my approach, and some people, I mean, you'll see them on TikTok, they're like, I'm going to be the large and in charge and I'm yelling at groomsmen. It's like, okay, but like you attract more flies with honey than you do. You know what I mean? So it's like you can say things and I'm a very calm person.
Yes.
Very calm demeanor. So I feel like my clients, they're attracted to that part of it. And they don't want someone who's yelling at people on the wedding day just because she's wearing a blazer and a headset. Like, I'm like,
it is still a fun day where people are celebrating.
Right.
And like, you're supposed to be having a great time.
Yes, it's a day at work for me, but this is also like the best day of your life.
Yeah.
So
at Evelyn's wedding, Evelyn didn't tell us what song the bridal party was going to be walking down to until we were about to walk down. Yeah. And she didn't have a wedding planner or coordinator. She just there was a coordinator for the event space that she was using. And so that coordinator,
not the same
at all. And so that coordinator was there to help make sure everyone was moving correctly. And with the way it was set up and the way that we were put to the side, it was like we kind of needed to be quiet because like the people, like the music had just started playing and they could hear us like talking or whatever. So we were like kind of whispering, but keeping our voice down, whatever. And then Evelyn goes, they're about to hear the song. And she was so clearly excited behind us. And I'm like, it was fucking an instrumental version to Creep by Radiohead.
Yeah.
Because
I love
she's
that.
Evelyn.
Yeah.
And as soon as we realized what it was, at the same time, like the whole bridal party is like, you fucking bitch.
Eric and I were like, all right,
we like start laughing or whatever. And that coordinator was like, hey, shh. And I'm like, first of all, the bride wants this reaction out of us. Like, she did this to get a laugh and have us walking down the aisle struggling to like keep a straight face. Like, she did that shit on purpose. But I was like, in that moment, I was like, girlie, you do not know who your bride is because this
and they don't. They
really don't.
Right. That's why it's different. Like they're only with like they meet with you when you probably book the venue and then like again on the day of.
Yeah. And it's so tough because I know so many brides and couples, they truly don't have the budget for something extra. And I get that. But if there's, and I know I'm biased, whatever, but if there's anything that you can truly like splurge on for your sanity, please get a month of coordinator.
Yeah. At least a month, right? Like to just like pass things on and delegate like we were talking about and just be like here.
Yeah, because the venue coordinator, most of the time, 99% of the time,
they're there for the venue, not for you.
They're there for the venue. They're not reaching out to all of your vendors and making a timeline.
Right.
You know, they're not making sure that your band has enough time to set up. If they show up too early, the doors are locked.
They're making sure you're not lighting candles in the historical space.
Right.
Like they're doing their job.
Yeah. Or they're yelling at me because guests are going into restricted areas and I have to be the bad guy there. But I mean, they're not there for you. And usually after, your dances, you don't see them again. Like they leave. And then you're kind of put into the hands of like the catering manager.
Right.
And if it's an outside caterer, they're out by 9 before that. So and they're not packing your to-go box. Like your planner's the one that's making sure, hey, let's get a to-go box for the bride and groom and the parents and send them home with that and put it in the getaway car so that it's in there and all of their stuff is in the getaway car. Like your venue coordinator's not doing that.
No.
When your Rolls Royce comes to pick you up at the end of the night, your venue coordinator's not putting all of your gift cards in your bag and putting it in there.
No.
They're just not.
She's hoping someone else is doing that.
Right. And your maid of honor is plastered.
No,
so
she's drunk. She's drunk, babe.
As she should be.
Yeah.
Because you know what?
It's
your
a
maid
fun
of honor.
day.
And that's another thing is bride's like, oh, my maid of honor will do it. It's like, okay, but have you communicated to them?
Right.
Have you told them what a responsibility this is at the end of the day?
Are you a type A bride and your maid of honor is your type B friend? Because I can guarantee you she's not doing it.
Or
it has not crossed her mind.
Alternatively, if you are the type A maid of honor and your bride has not told you to do it, you're like,
not your responsibility.
Well, you're like, okay, well, I guess someone's in charge of this because surely someone else has thought of this already.
Yeah.
See, that's why I love Gab. Gab never assumes that I've thought of shit. She's
like, Katie didn't think about this.
Gab goes, yeah, Katie don't know what she's doing. Let me do this thing. Yeah, what an icon. I love her. But something I tell my brides all the time that you're more than welcome to steal whenever they're like nervous about anything or they call us like, well, what about this thing? Like, do I need to be worried about this thing? Like, what about, and then timeline this and timeline that, and then alterations cost or whatever. I tell them genuinely, I go, hey, so it's my job to worry about that. It is not your job to worry about that. And I'm not worried.
Yeah.
I'm just not stressing. And as soon as they hear that, they go,
calming presence.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. And
because I'm like, genuinely, I would be freaking out right now if your dress was not coming in time.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Right.
That's like a fireable offense for me.
Yeah. Like we would be up all night worried about it. Like if we're calm, it's like flight attendants, right? When there's turbulence, like if the flight attendants are chill, I'm chill. I'm like, it's their job to tell me when to freak out.
Exactly. And I will say most, even if they're not type A, the 2 weeks before, they're in a frenzy because they had all this nervous energy and they're like, well, what about this? And what about this? It's like, we've already taken care of it.
For months we've been talking about.
Right. And they don't know what to do with their nervous energy. And so they're just like, well, grandma can't do this. And it's like, okay, well, we've already talked to grandma and she's going to do this. And
the joke I always make is that when a bride comes in to find her dress and she's like, this is the one. And I'm like, oh my God, wonderful. And it's like magical moments. Like we're in the beginning, the magical phase of the engagement. And then they come in to pick up their dress. Yeah. And I go, how's it going? And they go, ugh, don't even get me fucking started on my caterer. Like they're like going in. And I go, yes, ma'am. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, here's your gorgeous dress.
Right. Genuinely though, it's almost like it's like cathartic for them to put the dress on. I go, let's just put the dress on.
Yeah. And they go,
and I put the dress on them and they walk out and they go, I picked this. I picked so well. I love it.
You know what's the equivalent on a wedding day for that? Like if they're stressed and their maid of honor's in their ear and they're or, even sometimes their vendors are like, I'm like, excuse me, do not talk to the bride. Excuse me, do not.
Talk to me.
Yeah. And if I can look at her face and I'm like, okay, we need a reset.
Yeah.
Let's pull her away. Let's go show her the reception room. And she'll like have a moment of peace, see the candles lit, if we can, It's like, let's bring her in. She needs like a reset.
Yeah. Like, it's real and it's beautiful.
Sometimes you just need to get her out of the bridal suite. Like that bridal suite is a...
Girl, that's what the dressing room is to
I'm
us.
sure.
We gotta get her away from this group and just back in the dressing room and just one-on-one. Like,
I fear we may end up needing to cut this.
Let it out, Katie.
It's just a question, but if the answer isn't what I want to hear, then we might need to cut it. Do you ever have a bride like on the day of the wedding having an absolute freak out because she like hates the dress?
Oh yeah, I want to know this too.
That's never happened.
Thank God.
Not with the bustle bride. No.
No, but
I feel like we suss that out way ahead of time.
We do.
Oh yeah. There's been wardrobe malfunctions for sure, but like it's always fixable. You know, it's like.
But it's never like a bride waking up and being like, "This is the dress."
Oh no! I mean, I've had a bride where she like touched her face and then put her hand down and there was foundation.
That bothers me.
Well,
you can fix all
it was
that.
Before the ceremony. I'm like, not even married. Like,
I'm gonna send you with some cleaner for that specifically.
Great.
Yeah.
Love that.
Like, none of that is a problem. They always freak out about that kind of stuff. They're like, I got a little dirt on it at the bridal portraits or, there's like a snag.
I always tell the
story.
Like,
you're fine. Like, you can fix everything is fixable.
I always tell the story about how I had a bride who brought her dress to us freaking out. She wasn't even our bride, actually. She was freaking out because she spilled coffee on her dress during her bridals.
That's nothing.
And she was like, I'm getting married in a week. And I said, I got it. And I said, come back at 5. And she came back to pick it up at 5. And I said, here's the dress. And it looked perfect. It looked fantastic. It was done.
Fabric. Like, it's the most important, most special garment that they're wearing in their life usually, and so they think it's like this like delicate thing. It's just a piece of clothing.
I actually do have
fix it. It's fine.
I do have something to say about that, which is any bride who has ever looked at the tag on her dress and said it's not 100% pure silk.
Like, no.
2 things. First of all, y'all stop spilling shit and maybe they'll make it 100% pure silk. Not really. The biggest thing is like I literally had a mom bring her dress in for her daughter to put it on to like try it during her pickup appointment. And so the bride was picking up her dress and she got in her dress and she was like, I love it. It's beautiful. The whole thing. And she puts her mom's wedding dress on and it's completely yellowed. Yeah. Gorgeous. It's like a buttercream yellow. Yeah. It yellowed in the most gorgeous way. Yeah. And the mom was like, I guess I'll just have to like see if they can dry clean it and fix it. And I said, let me check something. And I checked and it was 100% pure silk. And I said, no dry cleaner's going to touch this.
No.
They're not touching pure silk. And that's part of the reason why they stopped making dresses in 100% pure silk is because if that thing gets submerged to get dry cleaned, it's disintegrating.
Yeah.
Like, they will not touch it.
You want a dress that's 100% silk? Stop taking bridal portraits in a garden. Okay?
Yeah.
Like, y'all, don't get me started on bridal portraits. Can I give you an unpopular opinion?
Yeah. Sure. It's probably the same one we have.
I don't like a bridal session.
Yeah. We like them after the wedding.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean you wore it in this garden and now it's dirty for your wedding?
Yeah.
Of course it is.
You're calling me freaking out about the fact that you put a spray tan on.
Yeah.
And then put your wedding dress on.
Yeah. Your pictures are beautiful.
And then took it off and it had spray tan on it.
Right.
I love you so much, Angel. Of course it did.
Right.
Of course it did.
But getting your hair and makeup trial to align with your bridals, like it's just putting more stress on you. And it's like, oh wait, I need a bouquet.
Right.
You know, in my bouquet, oh wait, they can't make it to look exactly like my bridal bouquet on my day.
Yep.
It's like, why are you putting yourself through so much stress? Like, with the right coordinator, we will build in time. And usually there is time.
Can you do that on the day of?
100% of the
probably
time.
Hate me right now, but like, can't you do it on the day of?
Yes, you can. And look, with the right coordinator to make sure that things align properly, we can get you at least 30 minutes of like solo bridal time.
I'm so curious though, because I do know, I have heard photographers say this, and I agree with them that like, trying to do any kind of like portrait on the day of is you also have to keep in mind that it's like, when is that happening with the sake of where the sun is?
Yeah.
And is your fiance going to see you walking down the aisle in the dress? And then also when you're doing some portraits, okay, great. We also need to get grandparents in there and like mom and dad and like the whole,
I feel like we can do it.
I'm literally doing it for a wedding in 2 weeks. Like,
Okay, yeah, like I feel like that's possible.
Oh, for sure possible. Now, she's going to have to be done with makeup first. Bridesmaids are going to continue. Bridesmaids are going to close their eyes. She's going to get dressed, come out and do bridals. And then by the time she gets back, they'll be in their dresses, do their first look.
Big reveal.
Yes.
That's nice, actually.
So, I mean, and she was so stressed about it. I'm like, we can make this work. Like, you don't have to book a bridal session.
I have a spreadsheet. I have a 15
now, I mean, spreadsheets don't cure all.
I don't know about that, Amanda. I feel like they kind of do. Like, I love a spreadsheet, you know.
Yes, Sarah, don't say shit.
No, literally the other night I was saying something to my husband. I said, "Oh, I made this thing today. It's and he said, a spreadsheet?" And I was like, no, but that'd be very on brand for me.
I need to get Sarah, this is going to only enforce the lack of boundaries that I have with like authority figures in my life, but I need to get Sarah the same mug I got my mom, because my mom's an accountant. And I got her a mug that's like the Excel logo. And
I was going to say.
It's freaking the sheets.
Yes.
Yeah, freaking the sheets. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I love that.
You should see them. They're great.
Yeah.
You love my spreadsheets.
I do. I love Sarah's spreadsheets, actually. I actually am really proud of my spreadsheets.
They're great.
I got really hyped when I love my spreadsheets because they're very different, I think, from like Sarah does hers in like time blocks and like statistically, like what percentage of dresses are we selling that are looking like this versus looking like this versus looking like this. And she's able to do this thing where she's like inputting all of our sales with attributes of dresses and then what attributes are we selling and which ones do we have that aren't selling and all of that stuff. And that's fascinating. I have my like sales reports for the girls where I'm like, we're going to have a ratio of like what percentage of your brides like actually got an accessory with their dress or whatever. And I told them when we did our like December sales meetings, I was like, there's not much to talk about because December was Decembering, but for January, just so you guys know, like we're also going to be keeping track of this and this and this. And so then when I did the January spreadsheets, I was like, oh my God.
I was like, plug it in and there it is.
It's so much fun. And I did, I like started tracking like how many accessories are you selling off the rack and stuff like that. And
it's like crack.
Yeah. And
I mean, truly.
It's so cathartic.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I genuinely was like, no, this is amazing.
And then when we go to market and I pull my spreadsheet up and I go, this is why we need more A-lines.
Yeah.
Here's the data, the proof.
Yeah.
Okay, so you listen to and watch the podcast, so you know this is the part of the show where we play smash or pass. And so if I'll ask you some questions, and if you like it, it's a smash. And if it is, you'll hit this button.
Katie Marie, I know you're talking trash. Keep my name out your mouth.
First of all, I didn't say anything nasty about her on camera.
She knew. She somehow knew.
I didn't say anything nasty about her on camera.
Okay, so she knew. It was psychic. Okay, so we won't use the button. We'll just say smash. Because if you like it, it's a smash. And if you don't like it, it's a pass.
She's so lucky I love her. I swear to God.
Okay, smash or pass. A wedding website. Are we still doing this? Like,
pass for sure. Yes.
Really?
Pass. Yeah.
So smash, you like it?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Can we do that over? I was like, wait a minute. No, pass. Good. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So a wedding website.
Smash.
Smash. Okay.
Still smash.
Yes. So we're still doing that.
Yeah, we're still doing that.
We have been doing that since I got married in 2006. I had a wedding website. Okay. So we're listing registries, where the reception is, whatever.
Yeah.
We're still doing that. Okay, I love it.
I love it. And I love your FAQs.
Yeah.
And when people start texting you, which they will, just send them a link to the website.
Yeah, be like, here, RSVP here.
And I tell them, I tell them what to put on their FAQs, like put information about parking so people know if they have to walk a mile in gravel, maybe bring different shoes.
Smart.
If if there's like an hour between the ceremony and the reception, people aren't reading the times.
Right.
Like, be like, hey, what do I do between the ceremony and the reception? It's like, oh wait, I need to think about that.
Yeah.
So
attire. What do we wear?
Yeah. And all the wedding websites, like they make it really easy. You click what, your dress code is, and they give you examples for men and women of what to wear. Some people even make Pinterest boards for their guests.
Oh, that's really smart. I love the monograms that people do now, like the wedding crest, where it's like their initials,
very popular,
like together, and that would be a good place to like display that.
Oh yeah, and all their pictures, and like I mean, Instagram carousel only lets you do what, 20?
Right.
You can put as many as you want on
All
the
of
wedding
them.
website.
Okay, so we like a website.
We like a website.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
I'm down. I like it.
I personally like a website as someone who needs an FAQ section.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was going to say
Yeah.
me too. Like as someone who wants to know very specifically what am I wearing, like what is the vibe, I like that. I like it. Okay,
Yeah.
great. So are you finding that couples are doing RSVPs more on their website or like a handwritten RSVP card?
It depends on a few things. Like, are you trying to go for like the full suite and have it
Yeah.
custom designed? And
Right.
sure, yeah, send an RSVP card. But for most people, it's a QR code on the back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
You just click,
But guess
type it
what?
in.
You're still going to be texting half your guest list 2 weeks before because
Yeah.
they don't RSVP.
Nobody RSVPs.
Yeah.
No one RSVPs.
So
anymore.
frustrating.
No, I know Gab actually had that problem for her
Mhm.
wedding where she
Every
was like,
time.
literally with coworkers, she was
Yeah.
like,
Hey,
so
are
are
you
you gonna
coming?
make
Are you coming to
it?
the
Like,
wedding?
literally. Yeah, that's
And that's
tough.
why I always say your caterer probably needs it either 2 weeks before or a month
Yep.
before. Make it 2 weeks before that as your
Yeah.
deadline. And another
Oh,
thing,
that's smart.
while we're on the topic, if I can get on a soapbox, I feel
Yeah.
like
Please.
a lot of like ChatGPT will tell you to send your invitations out like, 8 weeks before. No, that's too late.
Yeah.
Like you need at least 12 weeks because people are busy. I mean,
Yeah.
yes, you send a save the date, but they're going to put it on their fridge. They forget
Yeah.
about it. You need to send your invitations at
Yeah.
least 12 weeks before your wedding.
Yeah.
Okay, so smash or pass an early save the date. Like as soon as you know your date, as soon as you're engaged and everything is set, send out a save the date.
Smash,
Yes.
especially if it's in the spring or summer.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
yeah?
people are busy.
People have other weddings.
Yes.
There's going to be 8 billion other weddings on your date. Sorry, there just is.
Yeah.
Like
Other
there
weddings, spring break, summer vacations,
graduations, Christmas
graduations.
parties. Yeah.
Yeah, don't get me started. I'm literally like, I had a full-blown panic attack to my mom trying to figure out what Sunday would be good for us to do a baby shower.
Good luck in
There
the
is
spring.
not
Good
one.
luck.
And I'm talking like I was looking, this was within the past month. I was looking 3 months out and I'm like, the baby will be here by the time we're
Yeah,
all
no, it's true.
available.
People are
And
busy.
Yes. And I found a date I was comfortable with. And then Justine's going to be in Japan. And I'm like, well, I can't do it without Justine. So now it's like moved. It's stressful. People are really
Yeah.
friggin' busy. And
They
I'm the
really
one that's
are.
busy. I'm the one that
Correct.
it's like bridal show, market, bridal show,
Yep.
market. Like those are what my Sundays look like in
Yeah.
order.
Mhm.
So as soon as you know your date, send that save the date. Like
Yes.
let
Yeah.
people know. Like if you want to
Gosh.
come to my wedding, like put it in your calendar. I appreciate that as
Yeah,
someone who's super
do.
busy.
I have a question. How do you feel about the RSVPs either online or on a card? I guess it makes more sense. I only ever see them online.
Yeah.
When people are like, hey, do you have any like marriage advice for the couple?
Pass.
Really?
Yeah, I would say pass because
I
like,
love
people get
those
bitter
because-
and weird.
No,
and,
I love
like,
those because I'm very opinionated, and I'm like, I do have shit to say.
Yeah.
because-
Okay,
That's the
see,
thing.
That's why I
Everybody-
would pass because people like you are like,
Exactly.
No, I say because
saying mean shit.
no, it's not mean at all. I genuinely tell because and this is a controversial take, and this I obviously don't say this
Katie,
on the actual
controversial
note.
take?
I obviously don't say this on the actual note, but respectfully, you can marry someone all you want. You don't know who they are until you've had a kid with them. Like it's I'm sorry, but I tell people like I put on the note because me and Jack, maybe we've only been married for a couple months, but we've been together for going on 7 years. And I always tell people when they're like, what advice do you have for the happy couple? I say, once you have kids, forgive each other for whatever you say after midnight
Yeah.
Period.
when you're tired.
Oh, I tell that to my parents all
I
the
say
time.
that constantly. And I'm like, I don't have any good marriage advice because to me, the marriage is gonna, shit gets real. This is the person
Yeah.
you're really committed to spend the rest of your life with as soon as you're up at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And first of
Covered
all, the
in
whole
shit.
house has a stomach bug.
Yeah.
The whole house.
Yeah.
Then we can talk. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
I don't know. It's a pass for me. I don't want to hear
They're
like
already getting so much unsolicited advice. They're
Yeah.
not asking for it. Like
right.
they are already inundated by advice
Yeah.
they don't want. No one is asking for advice.
at my bridal shower, we had something kind of like similar, and it was like, oh, give like advice. And I had several people say, don't do it. I'm like, you're not here because I'm asking you if I should do it or not.
Yeah.
Like, I'm doing it. I'm
Right.
getting married.
To be fair,
Like,
he was a lot older than you.
all right, whatever. Look, all right, cut that. Okay? Like, And I'll say what Eric always says. It doesn't matter because we have a mortgage and 2 kids, okay?
I just love picking on them for that.
Whatever.
My parents have a bigger age difference than they do. Like my mom and my stepdad do.
What's your age difference if you don't?
9 years.
Oh, that's my dad and my stepmom are 9 years.
Yeah, my stepdad's 14 years older than my mom.
Okay.
Yeah.
This year is our
just
20th
love
wedding
picking on her.
anniversary.
There you go,
Okay, like,
you're good.
clearly it works, okay?
Clearly, you're in it for the long
And I
haul.
was an adult when we got married, so like it's fine.
That's like
Barely.
Natalie, go to bed.
Come on.
No, she doesn't.
She's younger than our anniversary year, so it's fine.
God, that's so funny. No, but I do agree. I think people do love giving out unsolicited advice. That's true. I guess I'm coming at it from the perspective of like, oh, that's so nice that you would even want, because if I'm not getting that, I'm not telling you anything. I'm assuming like
you know what you're doing.
I'm assuming you know what you're doing, and respectfully, even if I think you don't know what you're doing, that's your train to wreck.
I'm still coming to the wedding.
It's not mine. Yeah, exactly. Like, no. So that's funny though. I didn't even think about it from that perspective, but I guess that's true. A lot of people are like,
yeah, and
while we're at it,
and then you just like hear all the bullshit that they really should work out in therapy. They're like, and then when he comes home at midnight after being at the bar, you're like,
my God,
whoa.
I remember.
I
remember my grandma telling me dead serious. And you want to talk about some generational trauma to unpack. My grandma looked me dead in my eyes talking about how much she loved Jack and what an angel he was the first time she met him. And she said, and honey, when you hit like 40 years old together and he does the thing they do where they like kind of go astray and, you know, maybe like knock somebody up or whatever, just work through it. Just work through it because it's not worth it. And it's so because her husband did that.
I know.
And she spent the rest of her life still in love with him and he's still in love with her. And it's like, she told me, she goes, so when he strays like they do around 40,
oh God,
just forgive him. And I said, mind you, I'm pregnant.
I'm like,
okay. All right.
Okay, Grandma.
Let's
get you to bed.
And grandmas really are the first ones to, I mean, I don't
I thought
have
you
a
were going to
grandma.
tell me to just like give him a back massage
No,
every now
I
and
don't have a grandma
like,
that would specifically tell me this, but plenty of girls can relate to having a grandma who sits there and goes, I would say around the third time he lays his hands on you, you should leave.
Right.
Like they say shit like that.
Yeah.
And then
They don't understand what they're dealing with. Like with this.
No, it's a very different
No.
generation. Anyway.
Okay, so smash or pass from a planner's perspective, an outdoor wedding in Louisiana.
Because I did it, I'm gonna have to say smash.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
but what month did you get married in?
June.
Wow. Okay.
I'm not saying you should do that. I'm not. My husband fought me tooth and nail on it.
And I'm
Like,
sure it was a long sleeve dress.
No.
It always is. We're like, babe.
No. But I'm like, I'm not saying I would recommend it.
Yeah.
But I wanted it.
Yeah.
And I can understand.
Yeah. Because it's beautiful here.
I understand. Let's maybe cut that off at like the beginning of May.
Yeah. Yeah.
But love your rain plan, no matter what. Love your
You gotta
rain
have
plan.
a rain plan. Okay.
Yes.
So Fleur de Fizz did a wedding in New Orleans and there was no rain plan. And we were like, hey, so like this is New Orleans in June.
And this was like a second line kind of wedding, huh?
No, I'm talking about the one back this summer in June in the French Quarter, and there was no rain plan, and it was fully raining. And I was like, what do you mean there's no rain plan for this outdoor ceremony?
And there's really not. Like, if it's like Jackson Square,
Yeah.
there is no rain plan.
This was like they could have had, I really feel like they could have had a tent on standby.
But they
or
don't
like,
let you do that. Like in
really?
Jackson Square, you only get 2 hours. And so they let you do like a 30-minute setup, like a 30-minute ceremony, and like a 30-minute tear down. Like they're so strict.
Yeah.
And so like you can't put a tent up in 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's fair.
And so like brides, I mean, just beware if you're getting married in Jackson Square, do not pick a month where, I mean, it's really, really tough.
Yeah.
Because they just are
This
so
was
strict.
like at a venue, like it was in the French Quarter, but it was at a venue, and like they were scrambling to decide like where the bar should go because we couldn't be like out in the courtyard, and we just felt like maybe there should have been a little bit of discussion about this.
Did Jack work this with Justine?
Jack did not work this wedding.
Oh, okay. There was some event that they did. I don't think it was a wedding where Jack worked it with Justine, and it was like an event that was outside, and they did not have any kind of plan for if it rained, and it poured, and it was also freezing cold outside.
It happens.
And Jack and Justine still talk about that like they're trauma bonded. Like they were like
like
it
we
was
make
cold.
it work. We
It
make
was
it
so
work if we do
cold.
it with a smile and it's
Right.
fine. But like maybe consider if you're having an outdoor ceremony reception, maybe consider what's going to happen if Louisiana decides to Louisiana.
Yeah. And you have to love that option.
Yes.
You have to love that option. And it might happen. Like it really is 50-50 any day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So ultimately it's a smash. Like we love an outdoor because they are
they're
beautiful. Like the
beautiful.
pictures are beautiful. Like the landscape here is gorgeous.
Yes.
Like I understand it.
And once people get liquored up, they're not going to remember it's sweating outside.
About it.
Sorry, I said it.
No, it's true.
It's true.
I said
It's
it.
true.
Sorry.
That's true.
Yeah, it's very true.
Yeah. I
mean,
mean,
you want
Gab's
the
wedding was
pictures.
outside, and that was amazing. It was gorgeous.
Yeah.
It was freezing. It was
It
gorgeous.
was freezing, but I don't remember that part of it.
I only remember it being cold because I had to walk through like wet grass to get to it.
Yeah.
And I more so remember it being cold because the week before Gab's wedding was when it snowed.
Right.
And Gab was like, this is fine.
Yeah.
She was like, this is fine. I'm not having an
Oh, no,
outdoor
you'd have
wedding
to be
in a week. Yeah.
Like giving
Yeah.
me some serious meds if that was me.
Yeah.
Yeah. She did well.
She did
really
so
well.
good. We were
That's
very
good.
proud of her.
I mean,
yeah.
the weather ended up being, beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I've only had to move, I'm going to totally jinx myself, but I've only had to move one ceremony inside because of weather. And it wasn't even because of rain.
Mhm.
It was a few weeks ago when it was like 20 degrees.
Yes, so cold.
And it was not even that it was cold, but it was so windy.
Oh,
The
Yeah.
bride's hair would have been
Yeah.
like
That's
Frankenstein.
tough.
Like it would have, and we had to move their exit inside. I mean, it
Oh,
ended up being
no.
nice, but I felt so bad because I'm like,
Yeah.
ooh.
Yeah.
They've got to be able to have that in their head.
Right.
Like what's going to
And she
happen
was
if we
fine
have to
with it.
pivot.
Yeah.
Well, you have to be, right?
But I mean, she was, she had to take all her family photos inside too,
yeah.
which was not the plan. And, that was another situation where it's like, okay, I can see her getting overstimulated because everybody's,
Mhm.
it's like
Mhm.
cocktail hour right now.
Right.
She's taking family photos.
And they're talking to her.
Yeah. And so like they're watching, it's all in the same room.
Mhm.
And so they're watching her take family photos. I'm like, okay, we didn't plan, like she didn't want a private meal. We're going to do a private meal because I can see her getting overstimulated.
Yeah.
We're going to bring her upstairs.
Yeah.
We're going to give her a private meal, give her a second
Let
to
her
calm
get
down.
grounded.
That's nice that you can
Yeah.
do that. I
Yeah.
don't have any. The dressing room is the only way we have to pull our bride away when she's getting overstimulated.
Right.
Yeah.
And we utilize it frequently.
really, really
you have
do.
to, like,
But the thing is, like, y'all don't
focus on
have,
her.
I mean, they're just there. Whereas, like, if I have a mother of the bride that's really overbearing or mother of the
They
groom,
follow.
I can give her a task.
Oh, yeah. 'cause
And
they-
I can
really
send her-
need you to.
Yeah, I can be like, hey, you know what? The bride really values your
Mhm.
opinion on, like, how the cake table
I do
looks.
that when I bring them to go pick out a veil. I'm like, hey, I need you to come help me.
Yeah,
pick a
she
veil.
has
That's-
done
yeah,
that before, and
that's
that's
good.
I'll
Come
literally
You
help
just separate them, and then they recalibrate, and they're like, okay, I realize. Most of the time, they're like,
Yeah.
okay. They
Some of them.
recalibrate
See,
some of them.
I pull the bride into the dressing room to like, you want some
Yeah.
champagne? We're gonna chill. I'm like, we're taking our time undoing this corset. He.
Mhm.
And literally, her mom or sister, whoever it is that is the worst one that's causing her to be overstimulated, follows her into that dressing room.
Yeah.
Every
That's
single
when
time.
we're like,
They're like, don't worry, I'm here. I got it. And I'm like, no, we know you're here. We know.
Yeah, everyone hears you, babe.
We all noticed
Yeah.
your presence. Like, yeah, it's tough.
Like, I'm seeing the generational trauma unfold in front of me.
Genuinely. Oh my God.
And then we debrief it back in the
Yeah.
break room. We're
Yeah.
like, what just
Well,
happened?
and then that's another thing. If I can keep talking amazingly about Gab, she has a degree in child development. So we will
Oh.
have these moments where I go, so my pattern recognition of having done this for almost a decade now is telling me that, this was probably the relationship the mom had with her dad that caused her to act like that. And then Gab goes, no, but you're forgetting the mom has a relationship with her own mother. And I go,
Yeah, usually that comes out in another way.
Yeah, no,
Got
genuinely,
it.
we're like trying to like pop psychology.
Oh, yeah. for
yeah.
sure.
And at the end of the
We do
day,
Oh my God.
we have to because it helps us approach the next time that they're in the building
Yeah.
with empathy. It's not,
Yeah.
we're not just shit talking. We're genuinely going, what is it that is happening that is making, because women are reasonable creatures.
Yeah.
Genuinely they are. So if something is happening that's making you go, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
There's probably a very good reason for it. And once we've kind of debriefed and been like, yeah, and well, you know, her mom did make this little comment that tells me this thing might have happened a while back and blah, blah, blah. And like, oh, and then when her sister got married, this thing happened. And so then the next time the bride comes in, we're very much so like, I know where we're at.
Yeah.
I know how to navigate this in a way that is not going to be harmful for the bride. And it's very necessary. It's a necessary debrief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a reason I have premarital counseling on my checklist. I have like optional in parentheses. Highly encouraged.
Right. Like for
Because
some couples, you're like erasing optional. You're like, you guys need this.
we do be knowing.
Yeah. When the bride goes, yeah, well, my grandma said this is going to be great as long as I just forgive him when he's 40 and he strays.
You're like,
You go,
this is
actually,
not optional.
go ahead. Yeah, that's fucked.
Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
this
you
was
so
so
much for having
fun.
me.
I
This
could
was so
literally
fun.
talk to you for 4 more hours.
Yeah, no,
about
literally.
Let's do it.
Yeah, come on back. We'll do it. Yeah.
I loved it. Thank you so much for having me. This was so fun.
Awesome. So if our listeners want to follow you on Instagram or find you on social media, where can they find you?
Lovelyoccasions.la on Instagram. I'm trying to be better about TikTok, y'all. I promise.
Let us inspire you.
Oh,
I
please.
love the TikTok.
Hit me up.
I mean, TikTok, I'm trying there, y'all. But yeah, lovelyOccasionsLA.com. And email me at amanda@lovelyOccasionsLA.com.
Love it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Thank you
so
guys so
much. Thanks so much for joining us. You can find us on Instagram at Bustle Bridal and us also at Fleur de Fizz Bartending. Next week, we have Brittany May with Travelocations, and we're going to talk about our bustle retreat to Cancun. Until next time, gowns, gimlets, and good vibes only.